welcome to Your Vote Counts, a public informational, nonpartisan program designed to get the public acquainted with the candidates vying for the 2024 election races of Keizer City Mayor, Keizer City Council, Marion County Sheriff, Senate District 9, House Districts 17 through 23, and Congressional Districts 5 and 6. These interviews come to you through the producers at Capital Community Media, with collaboration on questions and moderators from the American Association of University Women and the League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk counties. All candidates for these races were invited, and 65% chose to participate. Candidates did not receive the questions prepared by the League of Women Voters ahead of time. Candidates were invited to prepare a 2-minute opening addressing their background and qualifications for the office, and 2-minute closing remarks. I'm Rebecca Coleman-Lurbach from the League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk counties, and I would like to introduce Marlene Parsons, who is running for Keizer City Council. Candidate Parsons, welcome, and we look forward to your opening remarks.
Thank you. Yes. I will start with, I'm a military veteran, and when I got out of the military, I went to college and got a BA in education. After teaching for a few years, we moved from Portland down here to Keizer, which is a great, quiet community, small community of 40,000. And I started volunteering in 1997, and I just haven't stopped. I was on the Keizer Parks Board, the Keizer Urban Renewal Board, Parks Foundation, and volunteer coordinating committee. So I've served on several committees. And then from 2013 to 2021, I served on the Keizer City Council. So I bring that experience with me there. One of my first jobs as a city councilor was to chair the Big Toy. The Big Toy is a great big toy at our Keizer Rapids Regional Park. It took 2.5 years. And I chaired that committee, and we got volunteers for various other committees so that we could get together and build this 7 days, 10,000 man hours. It was just totally amazing. The second thing I did while on city council was the eclipse event. We opened up our park for people to come and camp and watch the eclipse, and we raised $35,000 for the parks. So obviously I'm a very big parks advocate. And I hope that when I get back on city council, that I can continue advocating for our parks. Very, very important for children. Yes. So,
do you have any final things to say before I ask you some questions?
Well, I'm currently chairing a veterans committee at the Elks. I work outside the community with Veterans Housing Courtney Place, the Vet Care, which is transitional housing, and other veteran area projects. So just that's my volunteer that I'm doing at the moment.
Great. Now we're going to move into some questions. I would love to know what you think the relationship between growth and housing is in Keizer.
Well, right now the growth is apartments. It's not housing. I mean, it is housing, but it's different. Keizer doesn't have a lot of room to grow. The only way we can go is north. The governor has given some leeway on an urban growth boundary. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But I would love to see some affordable housing go in so that our young families can move and have their own home. That, to me, is very important. Right now, Keizer is building a lot of apartments, these mega apartments. And I think that's a load on our schools. It's a load on our infrastructure in the city, and it's a load on our police and fire. So I'm hoping that we can continue to build housing, but affordable housing, single family, not apartments.
Okay, well, that's a segue into the next question. The city has taken steps to address the houseless populations. Do you believe other initiatives should be adopted to address the significant issue of our houseless, homeless population, which affects all Keizer citizens?
Yeah, so our police force here is very good. They know every single houseless person. They know where every single camp is, and they visit them quite frequently and know their names. And they just kind of keep tabs on them. And if they need to go someplace, the police will make sure they go there. If they need to go into a shelter, then the police will take them to the shelter. So we have really, in our city, have really take care of make sure our citizens are safe, of course, with these camps, and make sure that they know that we're not going to, no trash, none of that stuff around. So our police have been really good in the community policing the houseless. And right now, Keizer, the only thing Keizer has is a Samanka place for women and children. So we don't have anything else to do that. Now, Soaring Heights is a recovery program that just opened up in Keizer. And so we're looking forward to them helping people and transition them out of hopefully houseless and addiction. So that's the only thing we've got going right now. And we're going to continue to grow that so that we can continue to put more people in transitional housing and in recovery.
Thank you.
Mhm.
What do you think is your community's biggest budget concern?
Police. Police take up 85% of our general fund. But it's very important that we continue to fully fund our police so that they can do the things they do, with the houseless and also be there when a citizen needs help. I think it makes our community feel safer knowing that we have all of our police hired and fully funded. So we need to really, really work hard on our budget to make sure that we continue to do that.
What transportation issues does Keizer have, and how would you address those problems?
Well, the transportation issues, obviously, we only have like one main road in and out of Keizer, really, and it's obviously it can be a headache at times. One of the issues is we don't have a lot of sidewalks and safety for kids to walk to school, and so I know that Wheatland Road is working on an issue where we hopefully will redo Wheatland Road and put some sidewalks and bikeways in, and make it safer for children. Because, like I said, we don't have a lot of sidewalks in these places, and same with Verta Lane. So Kathy Clark, the current mayor, is on the transportation, Salem Keizer Area Transportations, and she works diligently with them in trying to get Keizer on the map, in turn, because they do things in turn so that we can get some of these projects done to help alleviate some of our transportation issues.
What would you suggest to ensure transparency between the public and the city government?
Well, transparency is the number one thing I think that people are concerned with. When we do a big project, I think that we need to let the community know via social media, via newspaper, whatever, to let them know that we're doing this big project. I hear a lot of businesses say, "Well, the city didn't tell us they were going to do this, and they told us they were going to do this." And so it's very important that as city leaders, we confront those issues head on and say, "Look, we're going to shut down this road, but businesses are open. We'll make sure we have signage. We'll make sure we have this." And I think that's the biggest problem is a lot of the citizens don't think that the city is letting them know. And so I think one of our jobs working with the city manager going forward is to make sure that our citizens know what we're doing and when we're doing it. And please come at all times to city council meetings and let us know how you feel about that.
What ideas for the city management would you suggest if you're elected?
The current city manager, I've only met with him a couple of times, but I do watch city council meetings, obviously, and I have seen some of the things we lost well, not lost, but we have a lot of retirements, and so we have a lot of new people coming in, and we just hired a new HR director. So working with a city manager in that regard is because he hired most of them. I think they work very well together. They have weekly meetings. The city manager obviously works for the city council as well as the city attorney, but the rest of the staff belongs to the city manager. So if there is an issue, we have to take it to the city manager, who then takes it to that director of that particular entity. So I think but we also need to let them know that we care about them, obviously, too. We need to work closely with all staff. That's very important.
Thank you. What steps has Keizer taken or that you would suggest toward community emergency preparedness?
This is one after COVID. We really needed something like this, didn't we? So yes, we're working on an emergency preparedness plan. I'm not sure if they finished it or it's in place yet, but we are working with that with city staff and with citizens to know where to go or what to do during an emergency. So I know that they're working on that. I'm not sure if they have it finalized. I'm thinking they might, but I haven't seen that plan yet. So I'm excited to see that plan, to see where we go and what we do.
Thanks. Describe two main duties of a council person.
Two main duties as a council person, to be present and to be transparent and be out in the community. I think it's very important. I think it's very important that you make sure that you're available at all times via email or via phone to talk to a citizen, because even though this is a volunteer position, when you're a city councilor, you're a city councilor 24/7, I believe, and so what you do out in the community affects what you do on city council. So I believe that we need to, always be transparent.
Thank you. Candidate Parsons, you're invited to now share your 2-minute closing comments about your goals for this office if elected, or other remarks you wish to share. Please also share your contact information so the public can reach out to you.
Thank you. Yes. I think a vote for me is a vote for experience. I spent 8 years on Keizer City Council just recently. I have continued to follow what is going on in the city, and I want, one of my goals is obviously to be transparent out in the community. I think safety for the community is paramount. We need to fund our police. In order to do that, we need to put them in the budget and fully budget that. And I don't want to do no taxes. I don't want to raise taxes unless the people want to raise taxes. It's the vote of the people. Whatever the people vote, I would support at that point. But I am not a tax person. I don't plan on raising taxes. One of my goals, besides safety and police, is economic development. I think that we have a big shortage of housing, and I would like to see us be able to build single family homes so that our families, can move into homes. So I think economic development is important. Our small business is important. Keizer is made up of a lot of small businesses, and we want them to thrive. We want them to stay in Keizer, and we want them to thrive. So as a leader in the community, I would go to the Chamber of Commerce, which I have their endorsement, by the way, and I would visit those businesses and say, hey, what can we do for you? What can we do to help you as a city leader? I think that's very important, to always be transparent and out into the community. I can be reached on my Facebook page. It's called Marlene for Keizer. And my contact information is, my email is N as in Nancy, ARLY 45@msn.com. Love to hear from people so that I can answer them back, because that's what I like to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Candidate Parsons, for our interview today and for sharing your thoughts. Thanks to Capital Community Media for their extensive technology and producer skills used to create this program. Thank you to the League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk counties for the design and preparation of this program. And thanks to you, the public, for watching in order to become an informed voter. For more local, state, and national voter information on candidates and ballot issues, visit vote411.org after September 30th, when candidate data is posted. You have until October 15th to register to vote or to make changes to your registration. Ballots go out on October 16th and will be accepted and counted if postmarked before or on November 5th. Elections matter. Remember to vote because your vote counts.